SGA is the MVP, and you get the same game every night. That's why Oklahoma City, in these late game clutch time stretches, is very, very good. SGA scored less than 20 points one time in the regular season. Ant 15 times. And they're both the centerpiece of the offense. And part of it is Ant is 23 and SGA is 26. Ant isn't as refined. SGA is more focused, more refined, more consistent. You know what you get. He doesn't fall out of his game regardless of what you throw at him. He makes great decisions. He's older. The foot's on the accelerator. SGA averaged 33 a game. Why? Because he mostly scored 33 a game. Ant averaged 28 a game, 39 one night, 22 the next night. That's what his game is. It takes a while. I mean, Tom Cruise is obsessed with movie making. Later in life, last 5 films, Tom Cruise has realized, I'm an action star. No more Rock of Ages, no more Eyes Wide Shut, no more Vanilla Sky. I do action movies. The more I run, the more people go watch. And that's what he is. And that is great. Older athletes, could be a quarterback, could be a point guard. They're more consistent. You don't get the highs and the lows. SGA, I mean, Ant still has volatility to his game. SGA is oatmeal for breakfast. He's a BLT for lunch. And those puppies last forever. All this criticism of SGA is laughable. The guy can hit threes, great ball handler, uses his length brilliantly, can hit mid-range. There was a play, I think it was in the second quarter, where he bodied a guy a foot taller, Rudy Gobert, and used the left hand, his off hand, to score off the glass. It was an incredible move, but he wasn't dunking over anybody. He was using his body and using his length, and that's what he does. And it's not SGA's job to entertain us. That's not his job. This whole free throw merchant, he averages 8.8 free throws a game as an MVP. I went and looked this morning at LeBron's MVP seasons. You know what he averaged? 8 free throws a game. Be honest. This is about SGA's game isn't fun. And the media and the fans, they prefer a Westbrook or a Derrick Rose or a Stevie Francis or a Marbury or a John Wall or an Iverson. Those are fun and they're dynamic. So is Ant. SGA's not. He's just consistently great. The tool belt is completely full.
Okay, let's talk about this because I must be allergic to stupid takes. Because, not saying Colin's take is stupid, by the way. Just this idea that SGA is boring and not exciting, or that there's questions around him. Because, like, I know Nick Wright has called the Thunder boring and whatnot, and I ripped that take apart, but I didn't know that there was questions about SGA. I never heard those questions. I could see people saying, oh, Jokic is the MVP over him or something, but that's typical basketball talk where everyone's always going back and forth. I don't see that as like true questions around SGA. And I wasn't so sure that I was maybe fully aware that SGA's game is actually considered boring, because like him individually, because watching him play is electric. Like I don't understand, quite frankly, how anyone could watch SGA and think that just his name alone, SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, like I don't even like there's nothing about him that's even remotely not exciting. He is the exact superstar that the NBA should dream of being able to elevate and being the face of the league. I get it. Ant has the potential to make a really intense, ferocious dunk, right? Like I get it. And when he scores a basket, he like screams into the crowd. And like, yeah, that could be energizing. That can be exciting. I get that. And I'm all for those personalities as well. But the way SGA does it and how he does it, quite frankly, he's like, it's a similar level of excitement that Steph Curry brings, but without the three. Like, obviously, Steph making these wild threes is pretty exciting, and the logo threes. But the way how I look at it is SGA does that brand of excitement, because obviously Steph can't dunk and Steph doesn't scream into the crowd. I mean, he does occasionally, but like not like an Ant. And he's not as like antagonizing as like a Russ or whatnot. So I think like they're closer to personality than not, which is why I'm using Steph as an example. But it's the style of game, obviously, that SGA plays is very differently. And it's still, I find it wildly exciting, though. Like, there's such a smoothness to his game, and such like really a textbook example of when we say poetry in motion. Like, it's literally poetry in motion. And I just don't understand how anyone could find that not exciting. Like, that's where I'm listening to Colin, talk about this. And now he's talking about other people's takes. And that's why I'm like, I must be allergic to stupid takes, because like I'm either just checking out whenever someone else is talking about that, or I'm just like, I don't listen to those people at all. Like, are these like random ESPN people? Like, I don't understand. Like, the only people that I've heard was Nick, and it was about the Thunder as a whole. And even then I made a video, but it was just kind of like, Nick being Nick, whatever. I just put it away in the back of my mind. I was like, whatever. That doesn't make any sense. Because you can't watch this team and think it's boring either. You can't see the defense and think it's boring. You can't see SGA and think it's boring. Chet Holmgren, boring. I mean, like, all of them. Name every single play. Caruso, like, we can go down the line. Like, there's just nothing boring or not entertaining about the Thunder. So I just don't see it at all. And yeah, Ant is only 23. He is still young. Just like SGA couldn't lead a team to victory when he was 22, 23. Neither can Ant. The reality is also that this series is not the series that we were supposed to see. It was supposed to be the Thunder versus the Warriors. Steph went down, unfortunately. That was the series that would have been awesome to see. And that would have been a cool full circle moment for Thunder. Obviously, Steph and the Warriors beating the Thunder years ago, having KD go there. It would have been a cool full circle moment. I think the Thunder probably still would have won that series, but I think it would have been closer. I think it would have been a 6-7 game series. And I think if Steph and, I think in order for the Warriors to have won that series, Steph and Jimmy Butler, like, you would have had to have like true vintage Jimmy Butler and Steph just going off. Because there's so much firepower for the Thunder that I'm just not sure where all the defense would have come from. But it's just that was the series, man. That was the series that we all got robbed of because Steph getting injured. And then, the Timberwolves being able to obviously come away with the win in that series. And now we can see them. They're outmatched in this. I mean, it was a closer series with the Denver Nuggets. So the Thunder are just, I understand it ended up kind of being a close game, and I get that, but like, you're still watching this game and you can still clearly see who's the better team, who knows how to play the organized chaos of playoff basketball. And you can see there's a feeling that you can understand, okay, someone like an Ant is strong, physical, fast, electric. And you can see that. And that feels like you're like, dude, you want that on your team. You want that in the playoffs. You need that in the playoffs. But then when you watch the whole game and you're like, where has Ant gone? Where is Ant? And you see someone like an SGA, you're like, well, if I had to choose, I like to do this to myself. When I'm watching these games, I'll try to be like, I don't know who any of these players are. I don't know their names. I don't know their backgrounds. I don't know what they've accomplished in the past. I know nothing. What do I see right now? It's one of my favorite ways to look at at any sporting event, quite frankly, is to just be like, what do I see? If I never watched these teams play, if I didn't know anything about anything, what do I see right now? And it's just clear who OKC is and what Minnesota is not. And it's clear what SGA is and what Ant is not. And I think Ant is a beast. I think he's an absolute monster. I think his skill set itself is top in the NBA and can and quite frankly, he has the path to really be the front row seat to to be the face of the league and all that. But like anything, kind of like his game where it is up and down, I can see Ant playing and be like, this is the best player in in the NBA. And then I watch another game and I go, oh dude, I keep getting caught up. Like I keep forgetting he's not there yet. He's just not there yet. He's like a couple years away, quite frankly. He really is. He's a couple years. And this is why having the Thunder win this series is so crucial, because Ant in 2-3 years should be significantly better, just like SGA was, relative to who he was years prior. Right? This SGA right now is light years different than the SGA 2-3 years ago. That's just a fact. I mean, he even talked about it, in a recent interview that I think they kind of highlighted some of the quotes in I think last game, not this past game, but the game before, if memory serves me correctly. And I am happy that they talked about the free throw merchant and all of this. And listen, I don't like watching basketball where guys are always going to the line or they're always drawing the contact nonstop. Like that is not my brand of basketball. That's why I love playoffs so much more, because it's physical and it should be less free throws. And I just don't have the patience in November to watch a team shoot 20 some free throws. Like I just don't care about that. It's like the 30th game of the season and I'm just watching free throws all day. Like that's not me. But there is this illusion, and RJ talked about it, on the broadcast, that SGA is just like getting to the line 15 plus times a game, and it's just not the case. And even if we want to say that he's really great at drawing that contact, and if he's on average getting to the line 8 times, you're not going to tell me that all 8 times were just him really being smart and strategic and drawing the contact. You could say maybe it's a couple times a game, even and which would be about half. So it's like he's still getting he's still the guy who's touching the ball all day every day. So he's going to get fouled. So he's going to get to the line. So at best, he's getting an extra 3-4 free throws a game, like at best. And it's like that's hardly this massive free throw merchant, detrimental aspect, boring aspect, gaming the system. When I think of gaming the system, I think of like what we saw in years past, like James Harden do. Like I forget the one year it was like out of control, where like everybody was just drawing contact, and the NFL had to the NBA had to step in and be like, okay, we got to change this. We're changing these rules. You can't just jump into someone it was out of control, and the amount of free throws that we were all watching was just like, this is the most boring brand of basketball, alone. So let's not pretend like that's what's going on here. So, but yeah, all in all, OKC is shaped up to finish this in 5. Obviously Minnesota is going to come out firing. But I believe that the Thunder are going to win this series, which is hardly a bold statement to make when you're up 3-1. And the sucker in me would like to see Thunder just win in 5 so they could win at home, have their own little celebration, know what that feels like. I feel like this team deserves it. They deserve to win on their home court. They deserve to have that excitement. And of course, there'll be no guarantee that they're going to win the finals, let alone the finals at home. So I'd like to see them at least have that experience. Like I said, I think this team really, really, really deserves it. I think Oklahoma City as a town, as a city, as a state, as a fan base deserves it as well. So that's what I would like to see, honestly, and kind of just go from there. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Thunder beating the Timberwolves 128-126? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.